Hey guys, welcome back. It is the holiday season. So today we are going to be doing some yoga for self-love. There's a lot of energy during this season, people giving and out and about and scurrying around. It's cold and sometimes we forget to give ourselves that self-love and that centering we need, especially during all this time when it's winter and it's time to kind of go inward and look at ourselves. So let's do that through some yoga. All you're gonna need today is a blanket, something comfy, and yeah, let's get started. Started seated on our mat, sitting up onto something, a blanket or a pillow or whatever you have. Coming here, having our legs wide, and let's close our eyes. Starting to tune into our body, extending our breath. Lengthening our inhales and our exhales. Sitting back into our sits bones. Having our hands cupped around our knees or lifting up towards the ceiling. Whatever your body is feeling today. Tuning in to the points of connection that are touching the ground. Feeling those points, our heels, the sides of our feet, our glutes, sinking into the ground. Centering in on these spots. With each exhale, allowing yourself to sink further in. Let's start to open our eyes and squeeze our shoulders to our ears. If you have your dogs around, enjoying them. Inhale, let's start to roll them down and back, bringing in movement. Moving with intention today, slowing down for ourselves, giving our muscles and our mind the love it deserves. On our next inhale, let's reverse the rotation, bringing our shoulders to the front. Using your breath to release any tension. Beautiful. Coming back to stillness. Inhale, let's bring the arms all the way up, rotating the shoulders down and back, and twist to the right. Bringing our left hand to the top of our knee, pushing against that knee to find a deep twist here. Sitting back into both sits bones. Inhale, coming all the way back up, bringing our arms up to the ceiling. And exhale, twisting to the left, bringing our right palm to the top of our knee and pushing against that knee to bring ourselves into our twist. Beautiful, coming back through center, lifting our arms all the way up. And let's hinge at our hips and fold forward. Walking our fingertips out and dropping our forehead towards the ground. Finding a slight rock or swaying motion here. Pressing our fingertips into the ground. And when we're ready, finding stillness. Beautiful. On our next inhale, let's walk ourselves back up, sitting back into our sits bones, and releasing the right leg out to the right side. Squeezing in the left heel in towards our pelvis and extending through the toes towards the ceiling. Sitting up tall here. If we were sitting on a blanket, you can remove the blanket if it's too far from the ground, or a pillow. If not, if it feels good, keeping your hips lifted is beautiful. Inhale, let's start to bend towards the right toes. Grabbing a hold of the toes or the ankle and pulling our body over. Arching our left arm up and over towards the right foot. Beautiful. One more breath. Inhale, coming all the way back up and finding our arms in a T or extended out. Let's twist now towards the right foot, twisting our body to be over that leg. Inhale. Exhale, let's release our body over the leg now, finding the knife edge of the foot or the ankle to twist ourselves back towards the right. So we can plant the right hand, using that to give ourselves a nice twist. One more breath here. And let's release ourselves back up and bring the right foot in front of us now. Keeping our left foot in, but the sole of the foot will be against the thigh. Activating the right toes. Let's inhale, lift up through the chest, and walk ourselves up, down, and over. So getting now a different stretch here in the hamstrings. Dropping the head. You can find the foot or the ankle to pull your body over the leg. Or continue to walk yourself forward, activating through those hamstring muscles. One more breath. Inhale, walking ourselves back up. And let's switch the legs now, bringing the right foot in and bringing the left foot out. So squeezing the right heel towards the pelvis, activating through the left toes. Let's inhale and bring ourselves towards the left feet. Once we've found whatever point, we can pull ourselves a little closer to the left leg. Inhale the right arm over and up, arching ourselves and giving ourselves a little twist towards the ceiling. Getting a deep stretch into the side body, but focusing on what muscles are moving. What are you feeling here? How can we give those muscles a little bit more love? Breathing into them, allowing them to release. We're hard on our bodies a lot, so giving ourselves this time, the breath, to work through any of those aches and pains, mentally and physically. One more breath here. Inhaling ourselves back up, bring our arms out to a T, stretch that chest towards the ceiling. Staying active in the left toes, let's twist the body now towards the left leg and bring ourselves over. Finding the knife edge of the foot with our right hand or the ankle, each side is different. So you might only can reach the ankle here. Wherever you are, twisting back. Beautiful. One more breath. Releasing yourselves back up. And let's bring that left foot in front of us now. Bringing the right sole of the foot onto the left thigh. Inhale, sitting up in the spine. And exhale, let's walk ourselves up and over the left leg. Again, keeping our fingertips on the ground, or we can stretch toward the sole of the foot and really bring ourselves down over the leg. Working into the legs today. Again, our legs hold a lot of emotion, a lot of strength. So allowing those things to release. One more breath. Bringing ourselves all the way back up. And let's have the soles of the feet meet. Coming to our Tadasana, our star pose, so the heels will be kind of far away from our pelvis. Let's sit up into our spine. Bringing our hands to our knees, feeling those points of connection, grounding down in ourselves. So a lot of the times, like, yes, you can ground down through your feet in the ground or your hands, but finding those points in ourselves to be able to be grounded no matter where we are, just being able to connect with ourselves. Paying attention to that sensation. Let's inhale. Drop our chin to our chest. Exhale, sitting up into our spine, feeling that upper back. Beautiful. Pausing here. Let's roll our right ear towards our right shoulder slowly, feeling those different muscles. And exhale, rolling the head down through the center over to the left side, being kind to ourselves here, moving with intention. And let's continue those half head rolls at your own pace. Awesome. On our next circle around, pausing with our right ear over our right shoulder and extending out through the left hand. Let's inhale the right hand up to the left ear, cupping the ear with the hand. Not pulling down on the head, but just letting your hand lay there. The weight of your arm allowing a little bit of a deeper stretch into the neck. Allow your body to sink. Allow those knees to sink towards the ground. Sitting up into the spine, but feel the sits bones on the mat. One more breath. Releasing the ear, and let's roll down through the middle and bringing our left ear to our left shoulder, extending out through the right hands and cupping the right ear now. Pausing here. One more breath. Let's release that hand, coming back to center, and let's interlace the fingers behind the head, allowing those elbows to drop towards the ground. Again, sitting up into the spine, feeling this stretch into our neck and in our upper back. Beautiful. Let's inhale, keeping the hands interlaced behind the head, and press the head into the hands, lifting our head up to the sky, our chin up to the ceiling, opening up into the chest. We're holding ourselves here. Relax. Allow there to be a relaxation in our head. The weight of the head is adding to this stretch into the armpits and into the chest. Breathe here, opening up the lungs, allowing more air to fill them. These little acts of self-love. The reminder of the breath, filling our lungs all the way up. Beautiful. On our next exhale, let's start to arch back, bringing the chin to chest, bringing the elbows towards the ground, allowing the weight of our hands to rest against the head. And continuing to move through these, going as slow and pausing wherever you like. I like to move really slow through these to feel all the movements of my muscles. Allowing it to actually sink in, not just going through the motions, like making those motions. Beautiful. On our last breath here, finding ourselves with our chest back open, chin to ceiling, and pausing. Returning back to neutral spine, releasing the hands from behind the head, and let's just pause here, finding our hands at that focal point, at that grounding, on our knees, cupping our knees. And let's pull against those. Again, opening up the chest, seated cat-cows, but with our hands grounded this time. Opening up the throat chakra to the ceiling. Exhale, pulling the spine back to the back of the room. Arching like a cat, using again those knees. And move through these. Again, as slow as you like, we are giving ourselves the time today. That time to move slow. Maybe it's not a super cardiovascular yoga sesh or extremely stretchy, but we're doing these movements that actually help with the heart chakra, the throat, these spaces where it gets blocked sometimes. You know, we don't know what to say. Our heart feels one way and we're trying to say something and, you know, it gets a little jumbled in there. So allowing ourselves to open these up, unblock these energy fields, and just get a nice stretch, if that's why you're here as well, of course. Perfect. Finishing up with one last seated cat. Pulling against the knees, arching the spine, dropping the chin to your chest. And release, coming back to neutral spine. Let's inhale, bring the right leg up towards our body. Catching the right foot and bringing it in to the left crease of the elbow. Okay, I like to call this a foot baby or a leg baby. We're gonna interlace the fingers around the leg, really squeezing it in tight towards the body, or just holding if it's a little tight today. We can always hold it away from our body if that IT band is tight, which happens a lot. So wherever you are, let's find our modification and bring our foot higher than the knee. Once we've found that, let's find a little bit of movement. Rocking the baby, see, leg baby. Caring for our leg like it were a baby. Squeezing it tight to our body. Hugging ourselves today. Remember that breath though. Again, using your inhales and exhales to move through practice. You can take that into your everyday life too. Moving through life with your exhales makes things a little bit easier sometimes. You're annoyed in traffic? Breathe. Use that exhale to release that tension in your mind. If some dude pulled out in front of you, breathe. Let's take one more breath here. And release that leg, bringing the sole of the foot back to meet the other. Inhale, lifting up through the spine. And exhale, switching sides now, bringing the left foot into the right elbow crease. Again, foot above the knee. Finding our fingers or just holding that leg, whatever we feel like today. And once we have our pose, finding movement. Rocking our baby. I love to slow down like these times in class, having these moments. It's great having a vinyasa class where you move quickly and get that cardiovascular thing, but these slow classes remind you of those muscles, like all those muscles. You're like, oh, I need to slow down a little bit more and stretch deeper. Perfect. One more breath. Releasing that foot now to meet this right sole. Sitting up through the spine. Inhale, hinging through the hips. Exhale, let's lean all the way over. Forward fold, walking ourselves out. Allowing our head to drop towards our feet. We can even bubble gum in a dish or hands if we want to catch our forehead. Or if the forehead comes easily to the feet, allowing it to rest there. Beautiful. One more breath here. Inhaling, coming back up, but let's stay low. Coming onto our fingertips, looking out and over our feet, walking to the right. Let's keep both hands grounded, grounding down. So pressing into those fingertips to ground down into the left hip, but allowing our knee to hover over the nose. Slight twist here. Slight stretch into the left side, going into the back as well, into the sciatic nerve. One more breath. And releasing all the way back through the center. Spider walking our hands low, feeling our hips on both sides to the center, and then coming to the left, hovering our knee over nose. Grounding down through our fingertips, pressing into the ground to ground down through that right hip. One more breath here. Releasing back through center and walking ourselves back up. Let's catch our feet and keeping the soles of the feet together, but bringing those heels close to the pelvis now, coming to Baddha Konasana, bound angle, cobbler's pose, whatever sounds familiar. Let's sit up into our spine and find our ankles. Or we can interlace our fingers around our toes, whatever you like. Once we've found that, let's slowly inhale the knees up towards the body. Slow motion butterflies, and then pressing the knees down towards the ground. I find that I do this pose a lot. I find it like a little harder just because like you have to activate those muscles to move slow, but then also pressing them into the ground. I feel like it like kind of gets a little bit more of an intense stretch. That might just be me, but acknowledging all those muscles working here as we move through our slow motion butterfly, almost like we were in water. Couple more breaths here. Beautiful. Releasing our ankles or our feet, allowing the knees to fall, sitting back into our sits bones. Let's inhale, cross the right arm over the chest, grabbing the back of the tricep and pulling the right arm towards the left. Before we really pull, let's roll the shoulder away from the ear, because a lot of times we're like, whoa, what's going on? So let's roll that down, bring it across our body, and breathe here. Beautiful. Releasing that. Let's slide the wrists down to meet each other. So the right wrist will be over the left. Bring the arms in front of us and press the back of the palms of the hands together, opening up into the shoulder blades, pulling those hands forward and dropping our chin to chest, hollowing out the front body and opening up into our shoulder blades. This area, I can't tell you how many people like talk about like this is a problem area, and a lot of the times it's because we sit there like this, like our tension is in our shoulders. And it's been a stressful year, y'all. So there's probably a lot of tension there. I know for me, definitely. So let's work through that. Give ourselves some love here at the end of the year, into the holidays. Really pressing the back of the hands together. We'll open up those shoulder blades. It's weird, like you'll find that shake here. One more breath. Sitting back up into the spine, and let's continue to cross our arms. Walking our fingertips back towards the spine, giving ourselves an actual hug. Sit here, sit with yourself. Continuously walking those fingertips back. You can even find a little rock if that feels good. One more breath. And let's release our arms. Roll our shoulders to the back and to the front. And let's move to the other side. Bringing that left arm across the body. Rolling the shoulder again away from the ear before we really pull that arm to the right. And sitting here, sitting up in our spine, acknowledging how far maybe our hips have opened up now, allowing, now that we've been focusing on the arms and the shoulders, seeing how the release of those muscles in our legs possibly have let our knees fall a little lower. Breathing here. Beautiful. Let's release that and cross now the left wrist over the right, pressing the back of the palms together and pulling the hands in front of us, hollowing out the front of the body, dropping your chin to chest, really pressing the back of the palms together. Beautiful. One more breath here. Bringing ourselves back up, continuing to cross the arms and giving ourselves another hug. Walking our fingertips back towards our spine. And again, finding a little rock if that felt good, or stillness. Stillness is always great. Taking one more breath here. Releasing our arms, rolling out any tension. And let's find our hands to the back of our knees and pull those knees in towards each other, scooting our feet close to our glutes, interlacing our fingers around our legs or grabbing our wrists, really hugging ourselves here. Sitting up in our spine. And let's drop our head towards our knees. So just giving ourselves a hug, but stretching out our back. Tuning into those points of connection, the full foot, the glutes. Beautiful. Let's release that. Coming all the way down now. Remove the pillow, but keep it close or blanket. And let's bend our knees and come all the way down, rolling through our spine, allowing our head to fall. And let's squeeze the knees in towards the chest, giving ourselves a hug, rocking out the lower spine. Perfect. Rolling the knees one way and the other. And soles of the feet meet the mat. Let's keep our heels really close to our glutes. Grounding down through the heels. Squeezing the shoulder blades in together, lifting our chest to our chin and chin to the ceiling. Bringing the flow. I like to bring my palms of my hands to the mat. Let's press into the palms of the hand and start to lift the pelvis towards the ceiling. Coming to our bridge pose. Activating the back body. Pressing into the heels. Breathe here. Allow your tummy to lift and rise. Opening up the throat and chest. Again, chest to chin, chin to ceiling. Breathe here. And if we can, let's lift onto our toes. One more breath. Let's create space between our shoulder blades and roll our spine all the way down. The heels the last to drop. Beautiful. Inhale, bring the knees back up to the chest. Bring your nose to your knees. And release the head back, keeping the right knee bent. And bring the left foot to the ground. Squeezing that knee into the chest and crossing the right leg over the left. Coming to our figure four. Inhale, bring the legs up to the body and interlace the hands behind the quad. So pressing your leg into your hands, opening up into the back of the glutes. Beautiful. Let's release the leg. Continuing to cross the legs, bring our hands out to a T and let the legs drop over to the left. Coming to a twist here. Keeping our head looking up at the ceiling, or we can look through to our right fingertips to deepen the twist. Also, we can bring the left hand to the top or to the side of the right leg and pull those legs and look. So that's just deepening the twist. But again, moving with your own breath here, your own intention, giving yourself that love. Twists release, are said to release toxins in the body. So what better way to love ourselves than do that? Beautiful. Let's untwine the legs, bring them all the way back up. Squeeze the left knee into the chest, dropping the right foot and crossing the left over the right. Inhale, interlacing the fingers behind the right leg. Exhale, pressing the right leg into the hands to open up and get a deeper stretch. I'm zenned out, y'all. Feeling that lower back press against the earth. Beautiful. Let's release that. Continuing to cross the legs, bring our hands out to a T. And let our legs fall to the right now. Finding our twist. Any variation you took on the other side, take on this side. So looking at your hands, using your right hand to pull those legs down towards the earth. Whatever you like. So let's inhale, untwine the legs, bring them all the way back up. Giving ourselves one last hug, last squeeze, knee to nose. And release. Let's keep our legs bent and bring the soles of our feet together. And interlace the hands around the feet, pulling the knee or the heels towards our pelvis, coming to our supine Baddha Konasana. Feeling the difference here from where we're laying down versus when we do this pose standing up, like how much more open you can allow your legs to fall. Beautiful. Let's release the hands. Keep the soles of the feet together and bring our legs all the way down. Coming to our last pose of today, Shavasana, corpse pose. Keeping our feet together here, or if it's uncomfortable, allowing your legs to extend, wherever you like. Let's bring our hands to our belly. Close our eyes. and allow ourselves to sink into the ground. Breathing into our hands, feeling them rise and fall with our breath. Feeling the weight of the back of your head press into the mat. The weight of your shoulder blades and your elbows down to your lower back, into your glutes and to the feet. Giving yourself thanks today. You came, gave yourself self-love, you practiced. That's the hardest part sometimes. Feel free to stay here for as long as you like. Thank you for joining me today. I am Yoga Birch. Namaste.